Alright, I'm going to talk in this video a little bit about freedom, liberty, religion, and faith, belief, um, some of those concepts. The first thing I'd like to say is um, freedom versus liberty. Freedom is the ability to, yeah, you can go and do just about whatever you want. But liberty is not necessarily the same thing. Liberty is, the ability to do what you want, but you are responsible for the consequences. Um, Whereas freedom doesn't really incorporate that concept. Freedom is just, I'm going to go and do this because I feel like doing this. That I don't think necessarily is the best concept. Liberty is definitely a good concept. It is preferable to simple freedom, in my opinion. Religion. Religion is the enemy of freedom in a general sense. Religion, organized religion, as in mainstream Catholicism, mainstream Christianity, Baptist fundamentalist, even Lutheran for that matter, and Missouri Synod, Wisconsin Synod, um, all the different ones. Um, Islam, especially, they are not about freedom. They are not about liberty. They are about following the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you go to hell. If you don't follow the rules, then you are evil, and that does not make any sense to me. The agnostic Christians or the Gnostic Christians, I can deal with that. The Nestorian Christians, I can deal with those. Um, Mithraism, I can deal with that. The Albigensians, the Catharian heresy, I fully side with that opinion of things rather than with the Catholic Church. Um, Judaism, I don't even know where to start with Judaism. Um, I'm probably going to get shit for saying this, but honestly, the Jews as a people, I don't have a problem with. You know, the vast majority of the people who are Jewish simply are Jewish. That's what they believe, and they go to synagogue on Saturday. They do whatever Hanukkah and Yom Kippur and whatever. That's their deal. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's liberty. But if you think that you if you think that you want to um, use your religion to enforce your rule on someone else, no, I don't agree with that. And that seems to be what the Jews are doing, and it seems to be, excuse me, that seems to be what a certain group of Jews is doing, and it seems to be what the fundamentalist, radical Muslims are also doing. Um, Judaism. Judaism is, very interesting. There's a lot of very interesting knowledge in there. There's some very interesting teachings and stories. The fundamentalist Judaism, the fundamentalist Zionists, I have no tolerance for. In my mind, the Zionists are the Nazis. And if you have a problem with that, you need to go and read some history. And I'm not saying Jewish Zionist um, propagated or manufactured or supported history. Go and look at the actual text. Um, you know, who who declared war on who during World War II? Hitler did not declare war on the Jews. That's a lie. The Jews, being the Zionists, within the Jewish peoples declared war on Germany. The reason why is because Hitler had responded to the fact that uh, like almost 90% of every group of working professional and tradesmen and whatnot was Jewish. And you know, I don't have a problem with Jews getting ahead in the world, but when Jews get ahead and nobody else can, that's not right. That's not liberty. That may be freedom for the Jews, or freedom for the Zionists, or freedom for whoever. But if you being able to be free means that I have to live in a hovel, that's wrong. You complain when someone does that to you, so how can you do that to us? Um, my biggest problem with the Zionists is the fact that they literally are the modern day version of the Nazis. They believe in racial purity. They believe in ethnic cleansing. I mean, what else can you call the war on Gaza? They believe that they are right and everyone else is wrong, and that's the end of the story. Um, anyone who thinks that they are the chosen people, I, you can't even argue with something like that. It's so blatantly just outside the bounds of logic. Sorry. If you believe in God and you're a not a fundamentalist Zionist Jewish person, but if you're just a basic, well-meaning, living your life Jewish person who happens to go to the synagogue on Saturday and you know they do the right prayers and whatnot, that's fine. I have no problem with you. My problem is with the Jews that think that they need to rule the world because they know best and are the chosen ones. That's the same problem I have with the Illuminati. They believe that because they are, smarter or more wealthy or whatever, that they have the right to rule the world because the rest of us are stupid. And honestly, it's what's coming is a Holocaust. What's coming is the greatest. Um, I don't even have a word for it besides, atrocity or Holocaust. Yeah, that's it. And you've done it to yourselves. You have made just about everyone on the planet hate you. You know, the United States is the last, um, basically the last supporter of the nation of Israel, and we are probably the second most hated country in the entire world. We have screwed over just about every single country that we have been in and dealt with, over the last 100 years. It's a joke, and you know, uh, the Jewish the Jewish people, like I said, I don't have a problem with the Zionist, racist, supremacists who are running the nation of Israel. Yes, those are the ones I have a problem with. You are going to bring about the next Holocaust. That's that's what's happening. There was and the same thing goes. The same thing goes for radical Islam. The your religion is not about freedom. It's not about liberty. It's not about anything that I can condone. Reading the Quran, there are some beautiful stanzas in it. There are some beautiful concepts, but generally, the book is um, hate and blood and murder and slavery and everything else. And if you don't believe me, actually go and look what's in it. Go and listen to some of the imams that talk about some of these things. Um, you really have to dig into some of these subjects. It's not just go and watch a YouTube video or two and say, okay, I know what's going on. You know, it's the same thing that I said about the Zionists and the Jewish people, or the certain elements within the Jewish people, is the same thing I'm going to say about the Muslims, about the Islamic nations. If you think that simply because your God says that you need to conquer the world, then you are bringing about your own destruction. The Catholic Church, same goes for you. Same goes for you. I have no tolerance. None. You have fucked over the people of the planet for the last 2,000 years. You have lied and corrupted the teachings of Jesus to where they are almost unrecognizable. The Catholic Church is an abomination. Um, the Zionists, the Zionist Israeli Jewish supremacists are an abomination. The radical Islam, Mohammedan, conquer the world in the name of Islam for Allah and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna die so I can go to heaven and get 70 virgins. You're an idiot, and you you're gonna bring about the same thing that I said for the rest of them. You are gonna keep poking and keep poking and keep pushing, and eventually there's gonna be a backlash. And like I said, there was a cartoon in Hustler that was a statue of a Muslim standing there, and the son was asking his dad, "Daddy, what's a Muslim?" And if granted, there are elements within the United States government that deserve whatever they get. I'm not saying that we are good and you are bad. What I'm saying is that by the way that you are going about doing what you're trying to do, you are going to bring a backlash that is so horrific that you may not survive. I personally simply want no part of it. I just want to be able to do my own thing and not harm anyone and just live. But I'm not able to do that because there's this person and that person, and everybody's screaming about, I know this is the way to solve the problems of the world, and this is, God told me to do this or whatever. Just pull your head out of your ass and think about what the fuck you're talking about. So, um, to the Zionist Jews, to the radical Islamic Muslims, um, to the Catholics, to any Bible thumper of any stripe or variety. Um, Westboro Baptist, go fuck yourself. You guys are idiots. Um, honestly, I I'm not here to pick a fight. I'm simply trying to point out the fact that what some of you guys are doing is going to be your own destruction, and you need to understand that there there's there's no way that any one religious group is going to control the entire world. That's why the Illuminati wants to kill 4.5 to 5 billion people, because they cannot control this many people, and they know that. And I think I'm done with this one. Have a good night.